Come on, son.
Raphael on the track.
Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slap in the face, motherfuckers. What's good? All you internets out there, rest in peace to the one and only Combat Jack, the man who put me in the position in the first place to even be podcasting. This is Come On, Son, the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, brought to you by CigarsInternational.com. Make sure you go to Cigars International for all your smoking needs. Like me, I'm smoking that brand new Monte Cristo that was sent to me by my people at CigarsInternational.com. That shit is the bomb. Stupid fucking good. I'm telling you, if you want a great cigar, CigarsInternational.com got all your cigar needs. And put my code in, motherfucker. Put the code in, Ed10 off. When you check out, you get 10% off your entire purchase. Put my code in, motherfucker. Ed10 off, all right? Stop playing. I had to tell one of my boys that the other day we was out smoking, and he was like, what's your code again? I'm like, how many times I got to tell you the code? Ed10 off. ED10OFF. For all you avid fucking cigar nuts just like myself. Had to go get some butane the other day. I was down in Hyde Park Cigars in Chicago. I was like, damn, I need some butane for my light. I was like, fuck that. I'll go on CigarsInternational.com, buy my butane, have it delivered to the crib, and get 10% off my entire purchase. And I bought a box of cigars while I was there. All right, so Ed10 off, CigarsInternational.com. Big Smoke is coming up in November. I'm going to that shit. So if you're going to Big Smoke in Vegas, make sure you holler at your boy when you see me out there, because I'm definitely going. So let's get to today's podcast. Guess who I got coming in? Oh, my God. First of all, I am a big fan of this man's work. He is the youngest director to ever be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director. He gave us classic movies like Poetic Justice. That was 25 years ago. He appeared with me on Yo MTV Raps when I put my hand over Tupac's mouth when he was talking about beating the Hughes brothers' asses for firing him from Menace to Society. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the one and only Mr. John Singleton. That's right, the man who directed the video for Michael Jackson's 1991 single Remember the Time, which featured Eddie Murphy, Iman, and Magic Johnson. The man who started Ice Cube's acting career. Boyz N Da Hood came out in 91. It made the National Film Registry of the Library of Congress. This man used to be a PA on Pee-wee's Playhouse in 86, where he met Lawrence Fishburne. If you remember, Lawrence Fishburne went on to co-star in Boyz N Da Hood. He has a star on a Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's a native of South Central Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. He did Higher Learning. He did Baby Boy. He did Boyz N Da Hood. He did Rosewood. He did Shaft in 2000, Too Fast, Too Furious in 2003, Four Brothers in 2005, and recently co-created the crime drama Snowfall. Snowfall is fucking dope. If you're not watching Snowfall, you're bugging. Along with John Singleton, Damson Idris will be my in-studio guest on this podcast today. Damson is the young man who stars as Franklin Saint, a young street entrepreneur who is beginning to experience the perils and the ups and downs and all-arounds of being a coke/crack dealer in early Los Angeles. So those brothers are coming in. And I didn't know that Damson is actually not from the United States. He's actually from South Central London. See, y'all thought y'all caught me out there with that he ain't from the United States shit, didn't you? Oh, no, wrong again. Wrong, as the late, great Charlie Murphy would say. Wrong. Okay, so John Singleton is going to be my in-studio guest. I got to talk to John about a lot of shit, man. I got to talk about Snowfall. I got to talk about 25 years since Poetic Justice. Got to talk about, especially, remember, he was supposed to do that Tupac movie, and then they went on to do the Tupac movie and totally fucked the Tupac movie up. That's just my opinion. With great movies that came out, I thought the Biggie movie was good. I really thought the NWA movie was spectacular. And I do understand there's a lot of stuff that you can leave out in a biopic because somebody's there's a lot of shit to have in a biopic. Now, when it came to the NWA movie, I thought it was wrong for them to leave out the D Barnes stuff when Dre beat D Barnes up, because that was such an epic point in Dre's life and in D Barnes' life. I thought it was wrong for them to leave Miss Chalet out of the goddamn movie too. And then when it came to Tupac's movie, there's a lot of shit that got left out, man. His friendship with my man, the late great Stretch, and the fact that Pac got married when he got locked up, you know, and that epic John Singleton, you know, they left that out and left out the fact that he did Poetic Justice, left out the fact that he was supposed to be a menace to society, the fight with the Hughes brothers, and the fact that MTV actually had subpoenaed that footage from the show. So we got to talk to John today, man, and it should be a really great interview. So y'all buckle up, okay? John Singleton and Damson Idris from Snowfall on Come On, Son, the podcast. Come on, son. We can just straight jump into this interview. Like I was telling y'all, man, I have Mr. John Singleton in the building with me, along with Damson Idris. We are going to talk Snowfall. Season 2 premieres July 19th, 10/9 Central on FX, and I've been binge watching the shit out of Snowfall, bro. Hell yeah, I saw the show, bro. That show was that.
You see how we do it?
Yeah, I see how you do it. Tell me about this show, man. Where did this come from? How did you think of this? I need to give me the whole rundown on this one, John.
Well, I was trying to get in TV, and I was like, damn, I got to find something to do this that I could do, and I was like, I got to keep it West Coast, and I was thinking about I got to do something that was before Boyz N Da Hood. You know, like why did South Central Los Angeles get the way it was? And it's like, well, because crack came in and just changed everything. So I was like, I should do a show about it, and that was it.
Okay, so people kind of attribute the crack cocaine epidemic in South Central Los Angeles to Freeway Rick Ross, right?
Some people do, but you know that's only people who don't know. I mean, there was a lot of people that was working in that game. You know, Rick is the most famous person that come out of it that's actually had kind of a street lore about him. But this is, you know, for do this, I consult like my family and stuff, people that I know that was in it. Like on the show, my cousin Smokey is my first cousin, who's my big brother. He basically is the cultural consultant on the show.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Him and Dub C from the Mad Circle.
Oh wow,
Dub C works with Damson all the time.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh wow,
so, I'm keeping it real West Coast. You know,
I know how you do.
About me. You know about me. I keep it real.
It's important to you, John, as a director and a producer, to represent South Central the way you have always represented it for so many years.
It is because it's where I'm from, and I'm always, you know how people always talk about having a knowledge of self and being, you know, knowing who you are and what you have and what your brand is. It's like it's worked for me. You know, I ain't losing by being me. You know, Boyz N Da Hood, Baby Boy, all the way through Snowfall. Like my people hold me down. They expect me to be real.
How long did it take from the inception of you coming up with the idea of Snowfall to fruition?
Not long, like a year.
Really?
A year, yeah.
Is that because of your track record of things that you've done?
Well, it was after I actually Empire started happening, and then Power started coming in, and I started going having meetings saying, "Well, I'm gonna do TV. All these people doing TV, you know, like they think they doing it. I'm gonna, you know,
right."
They was like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "This is what I want to do." People were like, "Okay, we want to do your TV show."
Okay, so it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So what was it, a matter of writing it? Did you write the initial pilot yourself?
Wrote the initial pilot with writing partner Eric Amadio, and then we took it to FX, and you know, then met this guy right here, you know, the latest British import.
Yes, and, Damson Idris is in the building. Damson, welcome, brother. Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very
Watching
good.
Snowfall. Seeing your portrayal of Franklin Saint, I would have never thought until I read the bio that you are not a native of South Central Los Angeles.
Thank God.
Yeah, but you are from South Central though. South Central London.
Yeah. I was
How is it similar? How is South Central London similar to South Central Los Angeles?
We're both hood, man. We're both hood. You know, we both have the same relationships with many of our fathers. You know, a lot of single moms.
He's from Peckham, England.
Yeah,
Peckham, England.
There's no tea and crumpets where I'm from. So,
Okay.
yeah. So definitely, you know, I said this the other day. If you put 5 young kids from Peckham in a room with 5 young kids from South Central, you won't know the difference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you prepare to play Franklin Saint? Because he's so South Central.
I stayed in Snoop Dogg's house for 6 months.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm joking.
I was going to say.
would have killed you.
Your Roma alone would have fucked
like
you up.
this.
Yeah, you've been twisted.
You've been twisted.
But I listen to his music. You know, I listen to Ice Cube's music. Obviously, consulting with Dub C every day, going through the accent, and basically just conversations with John. You know, and his upbringing. It was really important to understand what South Central was like before crack cocaine. And yes, it was a working class neighborhood, but you know, it was still fun in its own right. And then this bong came, and then once you know that, you instantly know how to play someone from that time.
How do you find the balance? Because you're Franklin, I don't look at Franklin as your normal, you know, you see something like Snowfall that concerns the streets. I don't see Franklin as a normal thug. He's kind of like a...
Because he isn't a thug. You know, this is a sweet kid who likes wrestling and karate, you know, and
right.
And it's really important to show young people in that time who are like that, because there were many of them. You know, they weren't all gangsters. You know, and this is someone who's getting into this game not to be a gangster, but to help his family and get out of the situation. But you know, through the actions and the conflict that's coming his way, especially in season 2, his soul's gonna be chipped away, and then he will turn into that person.
There's so many different layers to all the characters that in Snowfall. Was that important to you, John, to create layers? Because I think the best characters that you remember on television or in film have layers to them as characters.
I just want the audience to watch it and be like, I know somebody like that. You know, somebody in their family, friend of theirs like that. And I just feel like characters, if they're not real to the audience or they're not real to the people, then they can't be real to the audience.
Right.
You know, and so that's what we really work hard on.
How long did it take you to cast? I mean, like this kid is the perfect fucking kid, dude.
You don't get this. He's a once in a lifetime actor to work with, man. This dude, he's always full of surprises and the stuff he comes up with. You know, sometimes, you know, like I go to you, we do something on set and be like, damn, and I be punching him and shit, like shooting me, like, you know, like, damn, what'd you come? He's like, man, it just came out of me. He just says, you know, it just came out of me.
Yeah. Because you're able to show a lot of vulnerability as Franklin too. Yeah. You know, the couple of scenes with you and the actor that plays your father, I find it very dynamic. You can see the angst in you. That there's some anger, but yet there's some vulnerability. That Franklin really wanted his father in his life, but he can't put up with his father at the same time.
Comes from real life, man. I really want my father in my life,
and
I can't put up with it. You know, so I feel like when you're able to draw from reality, you could portray it on screen as easy as possible.
What's crazy is that the character in the show, his father succumbed to drug addiction. And
from being a Black Panther. If y'all haven't seen the first season, your fault.
And then also, and he's always telling, you know, so Franklin doesn't do no drugs or no nothing. He's really squeaky clean. But on the other side, Franklin is like going to become the worst because he becomes so grimy.
Right.
The more, you know, like he tries to be clean in one way.
So in season 1, we saw Franklin get his ass whipped and get his drugs taken away from him. We ain't gonna see no shit like that in season 2.
Well, he comes hard. I'm just saying
you gonna watch the show.
You gotta watch it.
I watch the show now, so I can't wait.
He becomes really, really hardened, but you gotta watch the show and everything. We ain't gonna say we're gonna tell you some bullets is gonna be flying, you know, but he's not gonna be running around getting his ass whooped the whole damn season. Like, you know, he ain't no punk. You know,
yeah, so. Absolutely. And the show is more. It's the CIA operative, and it's the Latino gangsters and their drug dealers. It's almost like 3 different stories going on in one story.
It is. But what this season is so unique is you start to see them meet each other and interact with each other. So it takes it to another level when those characters from the different worlds start to interact with each other. And so that's the intensity comes from them.
That's dope. Damson, are they getting Snowfall in England?
They are.
They are. Yeah,
how's the reaction now when you go home?
I mean, I'm walking down the street in Peckham and people are like, yo, walk on, Frank. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. Like, people are like, oh, I was watching you in jail, bruv. Like, it's really cool because people are getting to see someone like me from the community I grew up in to come to Hollywood and do great things, you know. So
right.
I'm loving the platform I have right now because I'm inspiring the youth in my community.
Absolutely. John, what do you say to people that say, well, he ain't from South Central, he's from London, there's this big influx of all of these English actors, you could have hired somebody from America. What the fuck, John? Why you ain't do what you supposed to do?
I tell them, step your acting game up. You know, I mean, you see all the people that I work with, everybody that I've worked with throughout my whole career, they bring the real, they bring it real. If you ain't ready to bring it real, you ain't ready to work with me.
It's been 25 years since Poetic Justice. The other day, somebody posted when you and Pac came with your MTV Raps with me, and Pac was talking shit about beating up the Hughes brothers, and you were like,
used that in the court case.
Yes, they used it in the court case.
I had to go talk and defend him in the court case using when we was on their show. And I said, and I had to play it off. I was like, oh, he was just acting on the show. He was just being, you know, because when he beat up the Hughes brothers on the Spice One set, I had to use that, and it'd be like, I told him, I took the L for him. I said, I told him to do that. Because we were advertising the movie.
Right.
And then he ended up having that.
So for everybody that don't know, 25 years ago this week, Tupac and John came on your MTV Raps with myself and Dr. Dre. It's been 25 years to promote Poetic Justice, the movie. Pac had been working with the Hughes brothers. He was actually
supposed to be in Minister Society.
He's supposed to be O-Dog, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, he's supposed to be O-Dog, and they eventually.
He's supposed to be the Muslim kid.
Oh, he's supposed to be the Muslim kid.
Yeah,
okay.
Sharif or something like
right, a Sharif. And he said they fired him, but they fired him in a punk-ass snitch way. And if you knew Tupac the way John and I knew Tupac, you knew that was not going to fucking fly.
Not gonna go over
so
well.
he goes to a Spice One video shoot. He sees one of the Hughes brothers there, and he starts fighting the guy. Yeah. And he comes on your MTV Raps, and he starts talking about it.
Oh,
so John is trying to promote Poetic Justice.
I'm trying to cover Pac's mouth.
Right.
Like,
so I had to snatch him up and put my hand against him.
You covered his mouth.
I covered his mouth up.
We don't want to get into that.
And eventually, it was a court case against them. They subpoenaed.
They used that tape.
Yeah, they subpoenaed the tape.
And I had to go to court over that, man.
And he ended up doing 15 days in jail behind it.
Behind it,
yeah. But it was 25 years ago. And that's such a fucking classic. So if that's 25 years ago, Poetic Justice, Boyz N Da Hood was what, 91?
Yep. 2 years before.
The year I was born.
That's the year you were born in 91?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Don't speak.
And here we are full circle. John is the youngest director to ever be nominated for an Academy Award. Your stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, man. What did you do that you want to do? Now you got Snowfall on television with this great actor.
I'm gonna do some more movies, but
what's the last movie you did, John?
My last movie was Abduction with Taylor Lautner.
Okay.
You know, I did that like a while ago, but I've been just doing television because the movies that they're making now, man, you know, it's really hard to really keep it real. You know what I mean? Like it's like unless you're doing a superhero picture and stuff, it's just hard to keep it real. So, but my next movie actually I'm doing with Taraji. Actually, okay, it's gonna be the Emmett Till story.
Oh, great! Wow,
that's set here in Chicago, in Mississippi. Yeah. And just right now, it's like since I did so much in my 20s, you got to remember I did Boyz N Da Hood all the way through Rosewood in my 20s.
Yes,
you know what I mean, like
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then I was doing real commercial movies, Fast and Furious and Shaft and Four Brothers and stuff. And so my attitude is like, when I do a movie, I gotta really just make it like what I want to do. I don't want to just somebody say, "Hey, here's my script," because I get offered doing movies all the time, and I turn them down because, it ain't worth spending a year and a half of my life on unless it's like something I really want to do.
Right.
Honestly speaking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
that's a great goddamn position to be in too, isn't it?
It's cool. It's like it's great. And so I find other things to keep my thing. I got a yacht. Start learning how to sell. I don't want to sound like a bougie nigga and shit.
That's all right.
That's
all right.
Saying,
fuck
but
it.
Like I'm from LA.
And I'm right there with him.
But I'm from LA, so LA, and I'm in LA and in Miami, so I'm always near the water. And I was just like thinking one day, like I want to learn how to do that. So that keeps my soul and you used to live in Marindale, right?
Yeah, hell yeah,
so, I was like, I'm living that life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't like in the videos of posing and stuff. I'm living the really living. I can go to Mexico if I want to in a day on my boat.
Right.
So why am I gonna be worried about, movies is cool. I love doing movies, but that's a whole other thing.
Right. That's another hustle altogether.
I'm living my best life.
So at this point in your career right now, John, can you just doing whatever the fuck you feel like doing?
I'm doing whatever I want
God
to do.
bless you, brother.
I'm doing what I want to do.
God bless you.
I'm not going to stress myself out for different things and stuff.
God bless you. Let me ask you another question. It's been 27 years since Boyz N Da Hood. They always doing remakes. What would you think?
Never going to remake.
What would you think if somebody else did it?
No, I would not let that happen. You would have another Hughes Brothers situation.
I have a question.
They tried to.
I have a question.
What?
If you were to remake Boyz N Da Hood, what character would you make me play?
Today.
You?
Today,
And Boyz N Da Hood?
yeah. If you did a remake.
Ricky!
Yeah, you black enough to play the Morris character. Yeah, you would definitely be the Ricky part. You got too much edge to play the Cuba Gooding part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Q.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Cuba Gooding Jr. actually, and then went on to win a fucking Academy Award, and
I know
that has to make you feel good.
I know it feels good. Cuba's my brother, man.
You know what I never got to talk to you about, man? And let's dip into this a little bit. You and I knew Pac very well, and I was out the last time you came to the radio station for an interview. You were supposed to do the Tupac story.
Yeah, I know. I really don't want to get in that, but you want to get in that because
Yeah, let's talk about it. Damn right. Because I was very disappointed with it, and I told LT I was.
It cut my heart out that they basically got the rights. They basically gangstered legally from his mother before she was alive, God bless her soul, Fannie Shakur, to get the rights to make her son's story. And then they made a bad movie.
Right.
I said I could walk away from it if they would have, and then they would have made a good movie or whatever. But they wanted to make a movie really about Pac's end of his life, about what he became, not what he was.
Right.
You and I know he was a real idealist. He was 20 years old when you and I knew him.
That's right.
And he was just, people don't understand about Tupac. Tupac was, since he was a child of the revolution, he was always trying to get back and to trying to do something for his people.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always starting movements. First it was the New African Panthers, then it was Thug Life, then it was something else. But then when he started becoming really big in hip hop, in a dysfunctional way, he was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get this money.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't when we first met him, he wasn't that dude.
That's right.
He was basically he was just trying to do something for his people. I said, I'm gonna use this plan. I'm probably the only dumb motherfucker to tell Pac, man, forget all that rapping. You be an actor, right? You know what I mean? Because he's a rapper. Right?
He was natural.
He was like, man, he was like, man, fuck you. I gotta do my music. He was a natural. But the more crazy and dysfunctional that his life became, the better his music became.
That's right.
You know? And the movie that I want to do a movie about a kid who was born in the revolution that became kind of distorted within show business. I mean, the thing that I wanted to do, the characters in it. I mean, I had this relationship with Left Eye. I had him down when we was down at Freaknik.
Yes, sir. I was with him. I was fucking with him. At Freaknik, I was with him with his relation. I tell everybody the Left Eye story.
Black people down Peachtree, strippers from Magic City.
Yes, sir.
Cars.
We got thrown out of Magic City together. Me, him, and Stretch got physically thrown the fuck out of Magic City for wilding in Magic City. It was my room key that he took to go upstairs and fuck with Left Eye, and then he came down straight because she had on Naughty by Nature underwear, and he was fucking pissed about it.
That was in the script. I had him say, if she was like, because I was there. It's like,
right.
He's like, you my girl. He says, I want to be a girl. She's like, is you my girl? Why you fuck Tretch? Why you fuck my boy Tretch?
Right.
And he's like, and she's like, I had to care. She's like, what that got to do with you?
See?
Like, I had the real stuff in there. And they were like, I had the stuff. I had stuff that only people who lived it would know. And they weren't about that. So I was like, fuck y'all. I ain't doing the movie.
Man, do you think now it could be done again?
I'm going to give it a few years.
Okay.
Okay. Because, now this generation, they're all about social media. They only know what they saw last week. You know what I mean? So I'm letting it go and die.
And damn, son, it bothers the fucking shit out of me that John wasn't able to do it, because I felt like somebody that really, really knew this dude the way that I knew him, the way John knew him, the way Stretch knew him, the way Mo Preem knew him, the way his family knew him. I kind of felt like when I saw it, they spent too much time on Suge.
Yeah.
He didn't live a year.
Yeah.
After Suge got him out, he was dead within that year. He didn't even live. There was so much more to this dude.
So much. I mean, I had that time with him and Stretch left Stretch was another dude. They left the side of Juice to go knock this dude out.
That was Stretch.
That was Stretch.
That was Stretch.
I mean, I had him knock the dude out and the legs go up, and then they go back, and then he just go into the scene. Like, I had all this stuff that people with him and Stretch actually auditioned for Juice.
Right.
Like, I had all the stuff that I haven't even seen that dumb bumfuck ass movie. I won't watch it. But I had stuff that only you and I would know.
Right. And of course, the fact that he was married when he got locked up.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you leave that out of a movie? That Tupac had gotten married. They got annulled after he came home, but when he got with Suge and them, that's when his marriage got annulled. But he was married the whole time that he was locked up. And that's some shit. It bothers me because these young kids see it and they think that's the truth.
What it is. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
That's the truth. And sometimes it's not. It's just somebody's take on it and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully one day, a couple of years down the line, you will bless us and do the real Tupac story. Yeah. We were like that. You got to put this young man in there some way. He tall enough. He can play Stretch. You're tall enough. You're much taller than I anticipated, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Was it difficult for you to cast him because he's so tall? Because usually when you go out for casting, you're too tall and everybody else is short. It's kind of like
At first I didn't give him the benefit of that because he was from England. I was like, "How are you English? How are you gonna get this shit down?" And that's funny because there's an article in LA Times. We were joking about it, but they said, "How did you get the role?" I said, "Well, I drove in South Central. I went up to the park and I pushed him out and said, survive it. You got the park." But it wasn't that. He and I took a walk. We took a walk in the park in my office in Lamar Park, and we sat on the bench. I said, just watch the people, listen to the people. And it's a park where a lot of people first get out of jail, they go there and just hang out and congregate.
Right.
We were just sitting there watching people and everything. And he started looking at people and how they talk and how they act and everything and stuff. He's a chameleon. This dude is a chameleon. Like, he can look at things and just really emulate folks.
Right.
And so that's why he.
Yeah, I see that because like I told you before, I watch Snowfall all the time, and I had no idea until I read your bio that you were English. No idea whatsoever. I was like, John just found him a gym somewhere in South Central Los Angeles because you play it so well. You play it to the hilt. You play it. You're vulnerable. I could feel the emotion coming from the screen when I watch it. It's Snowfall, ladies and gentlemen, is something that you need to watch. It's not a fucking hood movie that some drug dealer decided to put up some money in, and it's the regular story. Drug dealer gets out, falls in love. It's not even that. It's a really good series with really great character development that you need to watch. But I read in your bio, Damson, that you didn't want to be an actor. What were you doing?
I wanted to play football.
Soccer. Really?
Yeah, man. Up until 2021, I wanted to play football badly. And if they call me, I'd still go back.
Okay.
But yeah, man, acting really just found me, you know. My sister pushed me to go and study drama in Brunel University. And then I was lucky to get an agent at Identity Drama School. And then from there, the ball was kind of in my court. And then, ran into this story. My favorite movie is American Gangster.
Okay.
And my favorite actor is Denzel Washington.
Okay. So
his character in American Gangster is called Frank Lucas. So when the email came through and it was like Franklin Saint, I was like, it's mine. And I was from there, I was American at home, well before even getting an audition to come out to LA. I was like, I'm gonna start preparing now.
Wow. So, yeah, you spoke that one into existence, huh? How old are you now?
26.
26. How the ladies treating Mr. Franklin Saint nowadays? And your last name is Idris?
It's ugly. It's ugly.
No, I'm taking.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've got a queen.
Okay. Is she back in London?
She is.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But she's always here with them.
Yeah.
She better be.
With a bow and arrow, yeah.
That is a good thing. Let me ask you, Damson, what do you want? What is your ultimate goal in this business?
I just hope to take the responsibility. I really want to take the responsibility for my community and be seen as, you know, this generation's Brando and Portier.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to, you know, continue my career and do roles that are meaningful to me and also meaningful to my community.
Who's Franklin Saint to you? Fuck what John thinks. Who is he to you?
He's a sweet kid, you know, who's in a situation that I think a lot of us can relate to. You know, he's born in this time where he's not in this business to necessarily be a gangster and wield a pistol. He's in it to, you know, raise his community and raise his people. And unfortunately, because of the happenings of the show, he's going to turn into the monster that we all expect.
Y'all got to watch Snowfall, man. It is absolutely phenomenal. Season 2 premieres July 19th at 10, 9 Central on FX. Thank you for your time today, gentlemen. John, you know you my man from way back, man. It goes without saying, baby, for real. All right? I'll holler at y'all, man. Come on, son. This Ed Lover podcast is being done in conjunction with Cigars International. Make sure you check out cigarsinternational.com for all your cigar needs.
This episode of Come On, Son, the podcast is produced and engineered by co-executive producers Kimana Paulus and Krista Hayes. Recorded at Mean Street Studios in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, this is an official Loudspeakers Network podcast.